Hi everyone, George here from True Dog Training, and today I'm reviewing the Invirox e-collar, 1100 yards. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I'm not paid by Invirox in any way, shape or form, and you're probably going to learn that because I'm not the biggest fan of this collar. um, Now, I'm comparing it to one that I really like. I'm comparing it to the Mini Educator. The Mini Educator is by far and away the best collar I've tried. Look, I haven't tried some of the newer ones, these chameleon collars and things like that, but um, it does the job. Its timing is perfect, which you need if you're training dogs to any sort of level. The stimulation is the same every time. It works in and out of water, take it to the beach, But here, I'm not here to plug the Mini Educator, for which I also get no money from their company to promote. Um, but yeah, here we are looking at the Invirox setup. Okay. Now I've been using this for the last week or so. I'm trying to find an affordable collar that I can recommend to my clients because the Mini Educator is at quite a high price point. It's about 380 Australian dollars, which is about, I don't know, 260 US dollars or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's 380 Australian dollars, which is a lot of money for a lot of people, and they just don't want to spend that much. And so I'm trying to find an affordable option for people whose dogs I train to use an e-collar. This is very cheap. It's only about 90 Australian dollars, so it's about a quarter of the price of the Mini Educator. And so I've been using it on a dog this last week. I've been using it on myself, of course, before that. I never put anything on a dog that I haven't done to myself first. Um, that's just my method. Anyway, so to turn it on, button on the side, hold that in, press it down. With this one, you turn the collar on separately. There's a button on the back of the collar. Press down on that, and you'll see it lights up and vibrates. Um, let's run through the levels. So it's got 100 levels, it's got 99 levels. Um, and something ain't one. No, but starting at level 1, I'm going to be testing on myself, and then comparing it to the Mini Educator. Okay. The first reason I do not really like this collar is because when you tap the stem on the collar, I've got to turn it up to feel it a bit. Level 5, I can feel it there. Put it on the inside of my wrist, I like to do. When I tap that button, when I press that button, all right, to do the stem, it doesn't just zap me the moment I touch it and then stop zapping me like a Mini Educator, right? If I tap that button, let me see if I can convey this over the camera. I'm going to go zzz, zzz, zzz every time I'm feeling it, right? So watch me press it. Zzz, 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 right? I tapped it. I'm tapping it for a split second, right? Zzz, zzz, but it keeps zapping me for a half a second after I've tapped it, which is just, if you know anything about dog training, that's not going to fly. Your timing needs to be critically perfect. Um, when I let go of this button, I expect it to stop zapping that moment, and this does not do that. And for that reason alone, I would not buy this collar. Not to mention the levels just are very weird and inconsistent. So I'm on level 5 there. It's quite firm. It's probably like a 10 to 15 on the Mini Educator. Um, then I turn it up, and what happens is very clean for the first sort of 10 levels. Go to level 10. Oh, yeah, that's a jolt. That's quite a big step up from 5. Yeah. But again, zzz, zzz, I press it once, zzz, zzz, I'm getting zapped again. If I hold it down and then I let go, it still keeps ticking that little half a second after I've let go, which is just so bad when you're trying to teach a dog to recall with an e-collar and you're trying to let go of the button when it's just turned back towards you, or even if you're just trying to correct a moment in time when it's reacting to a certain stimuli and you just want to zap it for one specific moment in time. And my timing is like perfect because I do this for a job. Um, but you know, it's going to amplify the mistakes of somebody even further that has no idea about timing or is just, you know, average at timing. So let's go up. 10 is, you know, it's tolerable. It's not too bad, but yeah, 15's okay. But it's weird. Like, let me tick this right up, right? If I tick this up to, what are we on? 60, I've found, is where it sort of gets to a point of like, okay, it's as harsh as this collar gets, even though it's got 100 levels. So if I hit 60 on myself, but for some reason, oh yeah, that gets you. 60 is pretty, like, it's not that bad. It's probably like a 20 on a mini educator, which I'll test in a second. Like maybe a 30, and then you go up to 100. Here we go. Goes up to 99, and I zap myself on 99, and it's a different sensation than it is on 60. On 60, it's like a boom, boom, jolting. On 99, it's like a, and it's nowhere near as impactful on the dog. And I've tried this on a Kelpie, and she just ignores it. But at 60, she kind of takes heed of it, but if she's really motivated, you're not snapping her out of that. So look, you could use it on little, well, not little dogs, but weak constitution dogs that are soft temperament. I'm still zapping myself with this. It's easily tolerable, which it shouldn't be. You know, you want it to be a deterrent for behaviors. Yeah. Look, the vibrate function is perfectly fine. It's got different levels for the vibrate function. It's got a tone function as well. But you know, the fact that the timing on this collar, when you press that zap button and it doesn't stop zapping immediately when I stop zapping, is a huge deterrent for me. I would not use this. I'm not going to buy any more of these. I'm not going to recommend them to my clients anymore. But let's flick over to the mini educator quickly. All right, so we've got the mini educator here. Let me just turn this on. Okay. Yeah, let me turn this on. What are you doing, Jez? This is the dog I've been using the Invirox one on, and she just kind of cops it a lot of the time. She really, look, I mean, it's very low impact. I've never heard her yelp or anything, which is good, but strong working dog like that, it's the worst. You need something a bit tougher. All right, so where are we? Okay, so hitting myself with a mini educator now at level 16. Compared to that thing, actually, that feels like nothing. Yeah, so actually, yeah, comparing it to this, it's a much cleaner, and as soon as I've stopped pressing this button, it instantly stops zapping me. That is probably the most critical thing of all. But 26 on this, okay, it's not as harsh as I thought it was, the mini educator. Ooh, now we're getting into it at 43. The difference is, with the mini educator, it's that real thump, thump every time you hit that button on the mini educator. Real thump, thump on the mini educator, which you get with the Invirox up to about level 60. Past level 60, it becomes a different sensation entirely. Let me go up with this. See, what am I on there? 66. 66 on this is probably comparable to about 60 on the Invirox. The difference is, of course, I can go up to 100 on this thing, high, right, which is, you know, the max it goes to, right? I'll hit myself on that. I'm not looking forward to this. Oh, fuck. Excuse my language. 100 on the mini educator, you cannot get to that on the Invirox. So if you've got a tough dog, like a Kelpie or a working breed, you know, the Invirox just can't rein it in. Not to mention the fact that the timing on the collar is just almost unworkable. So, yeah, I suppose get the Invirox if you're looking for a very cheap option that isn't going to hurt your dog, but the timing on it is just very imprecise. You can do it, you can train a dog on it, but Jesus, like I kind of struggle to train a dog on it, and this is all I do for work. And if I struggle with it, then the average dog owner is just going to be like, you know, sending the wrong signals to their dog when at the wrong moment, and that's just not good for anyone. So I'm going to review some more in the future. I'm still looking for a cheap option. Stay tuned because I'm going to be reviewing a few different cheap e-collars until I find one that I like. And really, the only criteria I'm looking for is that when I take my finger off this button, it stops zapping. And it goes to a high enough level that I can work a strong dog, and a low enough level that I can work a little sort of like dainty dog as well. Um, if it's got that range and it stops zapping as soon as I stop zapping, that's all I need. Waterproof would be nice too, but anyway, so Invirox, um, yeah, fix that problem and let me know, and I will promote the hell out of this product because, yeah, if you could fix the timing issue on this, it's an amazingly cheap collar. So, signing out. Like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.